The greatest ideas have come from sitting on the toilet. Every day, some company, individual, or group is known for giving the public a load of bullshit. Come here to get your daily dose of shit by Alan Cousin. It's time you hear the shit everyone wants to know.
Good afternoon, and welcome to your daily dose of shit with your host, Alan Cousin. It's Thursday, January 12th, 2023. We're 12 days into the new year. And let me tell you, my brain activity has been a bit on the upper side, to say the least. I mean, normally I go and sit on the toilet. And yeah, I'll read some news, I play a game or whatever. You know, it's pretty much simple. And I don't think much about much except just, it's a quiet time for me, enjoyable time for you. Just escape the world by myself, my own thoughts, and just catching up on a few things while dropping the boys off in the pool, But this year, my brain has been going a little bit on the high side, thinking about a lot of things while sitting on that porcelain throne there, So what is today's thought? What thought did I have today? What thought did Alan Cousin have while sitting on the toilet doing the number 2? Because let me tell you, coffee is the best diuretic you can ever have. And if you have problems, honey, coffee is all you got to do. 3 cups will do you, and if you have a problem then, you better go see a doctor. But anyway, moving forward. Alan Cousin, while sitting on the toilet today, at probably approximately 12 noon, during his lunch break, thought about sugar babies and sugar daddies. Now, why, Mr. Cousin, would you think about sugar daddies and sugar babies? Well, because, see, first of all, I was at one time, back in my past, a bit of a sugar daddy, and at one time I had a couple of sugar babies. And that was at one time. Now, I'm not really about the whole sugar baby, sugar daddy aspect, but it's amazing because I have come to realize that aspect is quite huge right now with females and males of all ages and sorts. And it's quite huge not just in the normal world, but it's also huge in the alternative lifestyles just as much. So it doesn't matter if you're gay, transgender, queer, or bisexual, or sapiosexual, or sapiosexual, or domiosexual, or whatever, or demisexual. There are still sugar daddies and sugar babies in every lifestyle, or every aspect of lifestyle, in every aspect of life. And it's growing at a very tremendous rate. So I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about this because this is something I feel needs to be talked about, because you really have to think about the aspect of the word sugar daddy and sugar baby. But also, you have to understand what it means to be a sugar daddy and a sugar baby. And I've come to realize that in today's society, from what I've researched and explored, a lot of people don't understand what the term sugar baby really means. So, moving forward, shall we? Sugar daddy. What is the term of a sugar daddy? Well, that's a good question. A sugar daddy basically is an individual, male of course, but it could be a sugar mama, that basically affords to give a certain amount of perks and rewards in return for favors offered based on a contractual agreement. So basically, you are offering to give certain rewards and certain gains and perks, which can be monetary, non-monetary, whatever, in return for certain requests that are being placed in an agreement signed by you, the sugar daddy, and signed by the other individual, the sugar baby. Now, a sugar baby is supposed to be the one that understands that based on this contractual agreement, that they have to abstain to doing these perks or requests based on what was agreed upon by both them and the sugar daddy. So, whether they have to wear certain outfits or, go out on certain days or be free for certain events. They would then, of course, in doing these scheduled requests and scheduled special requests, would then get paid a certain amount of money or rewards, which could be paying for their livelihood, as far as giving them jewelry, buying them clothes, taking them out to eat, paying for their rent for their apartment, buying them a car, so on and so forth. I mean, it just depends on the situation of the sugar daddy and the sugar baby. So, and of course, like I say, you can have a sugar mama, a sugar baby. But we're just going to say sugar daddy. And when I say sugar daddy, it means sugar mama as well. So, being that you understand this, right, then you would understand that when you meet an individual and you claim that you're a sugar baby, that you understand that you are there to be appropriately available for them so that you can do as they wish to a certain extent, as long as it's not illegal, and basically in return get a form of payment in the form of a reward or money or so forth, favors even, for doing such request. Okay, could be the girlfriend experience where you act like their girlfriend. It could be the I need to go and I need to have someone there on my shoulder as a trophy to show off when I go to these different outings like receptions and galleries and charity balls. Or it could be that they just want to have someone to talk to and enjoy for a certain amount of time because they don't want to be with someone else like their wife or whatever. Or it could be, unfortunately, and it has come to that point, sexual, where basically, they need somebody younger and more vibrant, or someone who's willing to do things a little different than their normal standards of sexual pleasure. And this is where sugar babies come into play to assist with those things, to be able to, so to speak, be a docile individual offering these special requests and in return getting a form of payment or reward for it. Now, when I was a sugar daddy way back in the day, and that's way back in the day, so trust me, it was not anytime soon, I had 2 sugar babies. One that I would just use to go out to nice, classy benefits like charity balls or receptions or high-end dinners, basically. And I would buy her clothes and I would make sure she looked well, and I would take care of the food and arrangements. And sometimes I would give her a stipend every month, to help her out with her living expenses and needs. And in return, she basically just showed up and made me look good because, of course, I was around very high influential people, and I wanted someone to help gain their attention so that they can look towards me and make it easier for me to approach, or for them to come in and start speaking to her, but then in reference speaking to me because she was with me. So it was more business than anything else. It was a marketing tactic, as you would say. And a lot of sugar daddies would utilize that for marketing tactics as well, because, of course, you want to be known as the one in the room that's different or that has some sort of appeal, because you want others to look towards you and gain their attention. And it worked. And then I would have another sugar baby that simply went to go to the movies or went out to, different restaurants or maybe a picnic or so forth, because my at the moment girlfriend or wife wasn't really into that stuff. So basically I needed someone who was into it, because of course requesting it from my wife or girlfriend at that time, she said no, it's not what I want to do, and there was no way of changing her mind. So that's what I had it for. Now, did I do anything sexual? No. Simply business, and simply an agreement made between me and them, in which I got what I needed, they got what they wanted, and everybody was happy. That is considered a normal sugar daddy, sugar baby agreement. And I might help them get a better job, which helped them to make more money, in which I got a percentage out of it because that was my way of helping them. But also I made sure to get a cut. So, like I said, many opportunities there, but all business minded and business arranged. That was then. This is now. So let's look at now. You go on, per se, let's say Bumble, right? You go on Bumble and you download their app, and you create a profile, and in that profile you let people know that you're looking towards going out on dates and something casual, nothing too long term. And of course you show who you are, kind of things you do, explain that you like fine dining and travel, and you like to do nice things, and you're looking for someone who is a bit adventurous, spontaneous, and available at times when you need someone to go out and have a good time with. And that's your profile. Next thing you know, you get hit up by younger females, mostly, but also some females your age or close to your age, but mostly younger females. And these younger females, not greatest in speaking or communicating, I should say. There's no such thing as hello, how are you, how was your day? It's just a simple hey, or what's up, or hi, with a heart or something. And that's basically it. I mean, I'm not joking. That's exactly what you get as an intro. Hey, what's up, hi. And you're supposed to basically reply to that. So of course you reply, hey, how are you doing? Nice to talk to you. And my name is so-and-so, and yours. Oh, and then they talk, and they get to the point. Hey, I'm looking for somebody who wants to treat me with gifts. Gifting is a very important thing in my lifestyle. It's very important to be respected with gifts. Are you the type of individual that likes to gift? And if so, what kind of gifts do you normally give? Because I love to go out, I love to have fun, and I love to enjoy myself with the individual I'm with at the time. And of course you might tell them, well, I like to go out to fine dining. The restaurants I go to are here and there. And you name some nice restaurants, which of course I'm sure they double check in internet and Google and realize, oh, these are 4-star, 5-star restaurants. And then of course you go ahead and explain the kind of jewelry that you like to buy for your girlfriends or for your current wife, and they're like, ooh, these are nice gifts. And then of course you explain how you like to travel when you have a boat or you have a jet, or how sometimes you go on the weekends to the lake or whatever. Long story short, you basically let them know that you have a certain amount of money that you spend, and basically that available money is there for enjoyment purposes and entertainment. And then they go, well, sounds good to me. When can we go out? And what do you want me to wear? And what outfit are you buying me? Now notice, they just said, when can we go out? What do you want me to wear? But what outfit are you buying me? So they didn't say they were going to wear an outfit from their current attire. They're already telling you that they want you to buy them an outfit to go out with them to the place you're taking, which of course you're going to be the one paying for the dinner. And then they ask you, of course, can you come to their location because they don't want to drive as far. They want you to drive to them. So as you can tell already, this whole sugar daddy, sugar baby moment has changed drastically from when I was a sugar daddy many, many moons ago. Because many, many moons ago, they would ask to meet you. You would meet first, get to know each other, and then deemed on whether you got along and you can see yourself having current relationship situations that you both felt comfortable and felt like you were on the same platform of things. Then you would talk about going out and then discuss possibly what kind of outfits or stuff you would offer, rewards, and what you would expect in return. Well, that clearly didn't happen, as you can see. That was like right away, over the internet, instantaneously, with no conversation whatsoever. And this is how it goes, because I've had this, I did a little experiment basically, because I just figured, why not? I want to see how these girls out there would act and how they would approach me, and being that they were younger, how would they handle going towards a more mature individual male? And that's exactly how they approached me. And let me tell you, that's a bit scary, because that's telling me that they're, quote unquote, quite easy. Now, granted, they think they're doing quite well. I spoke to one sugar baby, who was on Bumble, by the way, and she said, I think I'm doing quite well. I made $200 today. So I think I'm doing all right. Even though this is my first time doing this, I don't think I need any help. I think I can handle doing this on my own. Because I explained to her that maybe you might want to find somebody who used to be a sugar baby or a sugar daddy to kind of get some understanding of what it means to be a sugar daddy and sugar baby, and kind of know the ins and outs of the ropes, and what really should happen and not happen. And she said, "Oh no, I made $200 the first night, so I know what I'm doing, right?" And then this other girl, quite interesting by the way, texts me and says, "Hey," and once again, that's it, "Hey," and says, "Hey, are you free this weekend?" I'm like, depends, because like I say, I'm doing this investigation research, right? And she says, "Well, I'm looking to go on a nice trip, maybe to the islands or the Caribbean or just somewhere nice and romantic. What do you say about you being the one that takes me and we have a great time while being there?" And I said, "Well, if I have the moment in time to do so and decided to actually invite you to a nice weekend getaway, what can I expect in return?" Now, I said that purposely because, you want to see what are they going to think. Instead of you offering, you just simply say, what can I expect in return? So you can see how their mindset is, right? And this young lady, who was probably half my age, looked at me and simply said, well, she didn't look at me, she texted me, of course, and simply said, "Baby, you'll get this full, delicious pussy all for you only, and get to use me however you desire." And that was it. That one little sentence. That's what she felt was like the thing to tell me. And I'm like, are you for real? Like, is prostitution legalized now in the United States of America? Because basically, I guess it is, because, if you think about it, sugar daddy's buying you gifts, taking you out, enjoying your time, and in return is being offered all forms of sexual pleasures. And you're buying gifts. So I guess because you're buying gifts and you're spending time with them more than once, it's not considered prostitution because, you see him more than once. I mean, that's the only thing I can consider. That's the only thing I can think of, is that because you are seeing them more than once, then it's not prostitution. So therefore, you're not paying for sex. You're just paying to enjoy them, and you're being nice to buy them gifts. So this is the sugar daddy, sugar baby of today, of the 21st century. And that's scary. But what's really scary, because, I'm thinking that's scary, right? I'm sure you're thinking, okay. Because that's definitely not a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation based on the original understanding of what a sugar daddy and sugar baby does. But to make it even more horrific, I decided to go further and say, well, let me see how these young girls, right, are doing in today's society compared to, when I was younger and had girls that age, right? And it's a bit graphic now. No, it's very graphic. I'm not even gonna say it. It's very fucking graphic now on what young girls do and how easily they give up sexual purposes and pleasures. Because let's talk about OnlyFans, shall we? Yes, OnlyFans, OF as they call it, right? OnlyFans. So you got OnlyFans, and all these little young girls are jumping on OnlyFans, and of course the gays and queers and so forth. But I'm just going to focus on the girls, right? Because we're talking about sugar daddy, sugar babies. Focusing on going on here, and for $5 you can see a photo of me. For $10 you can see a video. For $20 I'll send you my panties, and it just goes on, and they'll give you a free 5-minute trial and so forth. And I'm thinking to myself, now, I'm not one to pay for sex. I'm not one to really go all out to pay some female to get something where I'm pretty sure I can get it if I try hard enough to, find a woman and ask her on a date and enjoy her company, as well as just possible sex, right? But most men nowadays don't want the company. Most men nowadays just want the sex. They just want someone who's going to give them a blowjob the way they like it. They're going to actually have sex with them the way they like it, and allow them to do many things to the girl the way they want it. And clearly, this has become a very appropriate situation now that females deem to be okay. And because they're getting something out of it, and in their mind, they're getting a lot, because they think what they're getting is a lot. It's very interesting to me how easily they're giving up what years ago would be called a temple. Like back then in the day, when somebody wanted to date your daughter, you were like, hey, you got to meet dad first. Dad has to speak with you. You got to come hang with me at my house first, because the family wants you for dinner. It was pretty much like you had to work hard to get the opportunity of going out with the female, much less getting to enjoy her pleasurably. That is no longer the case, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you just simply go on OnlyFans and you pay a couple dollars and you can get, video sex, you can get sexting, you can get photos, videos, personalized and customized. You can get video chats. I mean, you name it. It's out there. As long as you're just spending a couple of dollars, they're happy to do what you want. And granted, I'm just trying to understand what you're getting by allowing yourself to see a female that you cannot touch, a female that you cannot physically in any way do anything with, but you can basically have her do what you want on film and pay for it. I mean, it must be a control thing, right? It has to be the control thing. The ability of knowing you can tell her what to do and she's going to do it, because unfortunately when you go home, your wife or girlfriend doesn't listen to you and don't want to deal with you, or you don't want to deal with them because they're not your type anymore, because after 10 glorious years or 20 years of being with them, it's not like it used to be. So this control situation has now caused OnlyFans, where in 2019 they had approximately 13.5 million users. Okay, so 2019 to 2020, OnlyFans had 13.5 million users. As of October 2022, so October 2022, OnlyFans had 82.3 million users. Should I say it? I think I need to say that again. OnlyFans went from 13.5 million users in 2019 to 2020, and as of October 2022, now has 82.3 million users. That's over 510% increase. Now, what really gets me though is, so you got all these people now on this thing called a computer, right? Or smartphone, right? And they're webcamming and videos and taking pictures and uploading them and, selling them for as little as $1 all the way up until $20 and so forth, depending on how much status they have or who they are, and like some of them can make some money, some of them don't. Like Baby, I think she's like a rock star or a hip hop star or something. She made over like $1 million in one day because she had just turned 18. And she said, I'm going on OnlyFans and I'm going to show everything and you're going to pay to see it because I can do it now because I'm legal. And guess what? People heard and they agreed and they watched and they paid. And $1 million was made in one day. But once again, this is Bobby. This is someone who's well known on Instagram, well known on the platforms of social media, and like I said, she was turning 18 and wanted to just show herself off. And I mean, hey, God's right. Who wouldn't want to show themselves off when they know the opportunity is there and the freedom is allowed? I do recall one time, a long time ago, when eBay first came out. Yes, I did say eBay, by the way, because I know a lot of you people out there, huh? What? eBay? What? Yeah, so it's not Etsy, no, it's eBay. So, on Amazon, it was eBay, So eBay came out a long time ago, I remember. And I remember, I will never forget, this situation caused eBay to create a policy because of this situation. So, this young girl who was 17 years old had just turned 18. And she offered herself, because she was a virgin, she offered herself. Now, she lived in California, so California has different rules than most other states. So she offered herself to give up her virginity to the highest bidder on eBay. Now, you're thinking here, okay, well, this is some girl, right, 18, about to, be able to have sex legally, or whatever. Her parents won't control as much. She wants to have sex. Okay, so what? But the way she proposed it, to give you my virginity, to give you my flower, as they say, let you be the first to break this in, What? She did the auction. And of course, at that time, eBay didn't have any kind of policy stating you couldn't sell yourself off or service yourself off in a situation like that. So clearly, she posted it as a service and she put it as a 7-day auction. Well, by the time 7 days had passed, her winner, who was going to enjoy her virginity, paid a whopping $1 million for this. Now, granted, this was back in 2003, 2004, so it's been a while. But still, this is what made eBay have to change its policy so that it then said you could not use any form of human services or bodily services on that platform. Now, what gets me is what happened from 2004 to 2022, or we would say 2023 now, that you can go from selling your body for $1 million to now offering photos of your body for only $5. I mean, granted, you're not touching them, but still. Photos for $5, videos for $20, feet pics for $15, customized videos for $50 to $100. I mean, what made this situation erupt to the point where now it's becoming the norm for young girls? And of course, it's always been the norm for men. I mean, men has always done it, but it's just a thing that normally they had to pay more because there were very few girls out there that wanted to accept the opportunity and more so agree to doing such things. Where now, these young girls are more than happy to do these things, more than happy to service these men and pleasure them in many, many various ways. What happened that now it's all of a sudden changed in over 10 years? Well, granted, this is one thing people don't think about. We have babies every year. And granted, babies just popping out every year, right? So we have a lot of deaths, but we have a lot of births. But what people don't realize is when we have a lot of babies being born, did you know that for every male baby, you normally have 3 female babies being born that year? So you're actually having an outweighing amount of female births than you are male births. Well, over time, that's going to catch up with the situation of how many females and males live in certain proximities. So to make it easy for you in layman's terms, back when I was in my 20s, I would probably say that in Atlanta, because I was in Atlanta at the time, you can probably say about for every 1 male, you had 10 females available. So, that way if you go ask 1 female for a date, she tells you no, you still got about 9 more to go, right? And that was back in, my 20s, which was about 2008, 2009, I think, so, well, no, about my 20s, that was about, about 2001 to 2008. So, yeah. Now, because of this ever-growing population of females in comparison to males, you are now having in the same city and state, Atlanta, Georgia, the 10-to-1 ratio has now become a 30-to-1 ratio. Now, that makes you wonder, what's the question if you're in California or Texas or New York then? Well, clearly it's going to be a higher ratio, right? So yes, Atlanta is like a 30-to-1 ratio versus a 10-to-1 back in 2001 to 2008. Now, Atlanta has gone up, right? By 3 times. Well, New York, California, as well as Texas is now a 60 or 80-to-1 ratio. So that means if I want to go out into Texas and I really take my time to go and ask a girl out for date or whatever, right? I can get no from 20 different girls, and I'm still got about 40 more to go through. Think about that. 20 times. No, never. In your dreams, I don't think so. To have 40 more that can say, sure, why not? Of course, yeah, let's do this. Think about that. And you know what's funny? We're just having more babies because Elon Musk and others are talking about how the civilization is not going to last if we don't continue to procreate. So we're actually doing that, which means you're going to get more female babies to actually enter this world than male babies, unless they change the way of hormonal genocide and they can force it, which wouldn't be surprising because I could see China possibly doing that and America in the long run. But anyway, the long story is you're causing a situation where females are not going to be as respected anymore and are getting less and less respect because the male is becoming the prime beef because there's a shortage of males. Because also remember that because some males are gay or queer or transgender, that basically they don't like females. So now you got a shorter amount of males looking for females. Now granted, you do have the bisexual community, and yes, that are males that are bisexual and females that are bisexual, but still, it's not exactly as easy as you think. They're not just off to doing both sexes. They sometimes have some situations and dealings of how they do it, who they do it with, and why they wish to do it with the male or female. So, back again to the whole sugar daddy, sugar baby. You have a lot more females out there, a lot less males out there, and even more so, a lot less males who have appropriate money that they can just toss or throw away because they got enough money in the bank where this money that they spend on extra things won't affect their lifestyle. So therefore, being a sugar baby might sound like, oh, it's such a nice life. And it can be. Not saying it can't, because trust me, I've seen some nice sugar babies enjoy life. I've seen some sugar daddies that treat very, 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 very good sugar babies with very nice opportunities. But you have to find the right one. You have to be lucky, resourceful to be able to be selected towards a very enduring, wealthy, well-to-do, caring, keyword, sugar daddy, or someone who's willing to spend a lot of money on you. And trust me, not many of them are willing to spend but a certain amount. And because there's so many women out there who are offering so much for so little, it only makes it easier for the sugar daddy to say, well, I'm not offering you this because I can go and get it from Sally cheaper. So take it or leave it. The choice is yours, but either way, I'm getting what I want. And guess what? It's become that type of society. So now the whole contractual agreement that it used to be literally does not exist. And in all honesty, that's not a good thing. It's a very, very bad thing. But clearly, because a lot of these females feel like they know what they're doing and they feel like nobody can tell them that they're wrong, they're just going to continue to do what they're doing because they're just looking for how can I make that quick money today so I can buy more makeup, more clothing, or go on a pedicure or manicure or whatever, so that I can then look to finding a way to buy that money again. And you need to learn, just being honest with you young ladies, learn from these prostitutes and strippers and escorts who make thousands of dollars giving up what they offered, but never saving a single penny because they kept buying expensive things, Louis Vuitton, Gap, Guess, just, oh, let me buy this purse, let me buy this accessory, let me buy this dress, these shoes, because there were money coming in. And they were like, that money train will never stop. Not knowing you're getting older every year. And guess what? Sooner or later, there's an age restriction on some of these sugar daddies. And they're going to say, oops, you're not qualified as a baby for me anymore. You are no longer a sugar baby. Bye-bye. Time to move on and find me the next young sugar baby. Nice knowing you. And there's even a thing now scaring me. Oh my God. Did you know there's a thing called the 37 Club? Yes, the 37 Club. Well, what is the 37 Club, if I may ask, Alan? Let me go ahead and tell you then what the 37 Club is. The 37 Club is now a club where men who have had wives, probably married in their 20s, maybe even 18. Once these women turn 37 or even 38, the husband approaches them and notifies them that they no longer want to be with them, and they are willing to give them a divorce and a settlement. And even if they have kids, they're telling the wife, take the kids, I'll pay the alimony, I'm ready to start over, I'm going to get some younger girl and enjoy life a little bit more pleasurable now. I don't have need for you anymore. Yes, you heard me. Men are doing this once their wives turn 37 to 38. You don't believe me? Go on Bumble, go on Hinge, and just go ahead and see how many females out there with kids are in their 30s, 40s, even 50s looking for someone today. Think about that. Looking for someone today. Why would you be looking for someone in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s with 2, 3, even 4 kids? Unless most likely you were told it's time to leave. Bye-bye. I enjoy the moment. The moment is gone. And yes, that's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. Scary but true. Scary but true. So, I don't know how this can be rectified or resolved or even corrected, because clearly the sugar baby, sugar daddy situation is not a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation, because they're not going by sugar daddy, sugar baby rules that were, created long ago. They're going by their own rules. And guess what? The men are loving the new rules, because the new rules means the men spends less and they get things faster and quicker, and they don't have to worry about quote unquote any mess to pick up behind. And I don't know if these girls realize what they're offering and how inexpensive they're offering it to these men. Because let me tell you, you're a woman. You're a beautiful woman with a mind, creativity, a brain, and you should be respected for that. You're not just property. You're not just something to be objectified and used and then thrown away when done. But clearly, somehow these females are not being informed of that and are instead allowing themselves to be used very easily, very quickly, and without any hesitation for a low amount of money, which they think is a lot because they don't understand what money is yet. But hey, who am I to try to change the system, right? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that's like, Alan, shut the fuck up. We got a good thing going. Don't fuck it up for us, okay? And there's a lot of girls out there that's like, nah, he thinks he know. He don't know nothing. I'm happy. I'm getting what I want. That's all that matters. I'm getting gifts and I'm getting money and I'm going to keep getting it because guess what? They love me and I'm good at what I do. And they're going to keep coming back. Well, let me tell you right now, I don't care how good you are at whatever you do. Sooner or later, it gets old. And guess what? They move on. Because, hey, even Jay-Z messed up. And he had Beyonce. And he was lucky enough that she stayed with him. And you would have thought he would have never thought, even considered doing something wrong against her. And guess what? He's a man. We're all men. We're all women. He did it. And men do it all the time. So don't ever think that you're so good, or that your vagina is so tight, or that your breast is so supple, or that your hair is so long, or that your kisses are so good, or you just have a way of dressing and making them feel so young and vibrant, and you know how to make them cuckle and scream the right way. Oh, no, 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 no. They're just taking you just like anything else. They buy a new car, they enjoy it for a while, they show it off, and then they trade it in for another. And right now, that's what men are looking at girls like. You're just a new type of vehicle for me to enjoy, to run down, and then later leave and find another new vehicle. And guess what happens to the rundown one? Not many want you because you've already been used. So guess what? They pay even less for what you have to offer. And guess what? You actually accept it because you're still needing the money. Yeah, needing the money. So, before I continue on, I'm going to play a song just so you can understand what I mean about sugar babies and sugar daddies. So let's enjoy this, shall we? Hope you were listening. I'm pretty sure you were, but like I said, hopefully you were listening. So, you notice how she said, taking care of me. Because you know what? That's normally what they do. But you got to know where to go to get the right sugar daddy if you want to really be a true sugar baby. And see, that's the problem. most of these sugar babies who are young and doesn't understand the arrangement of what sugar babies and sugar daddies do don't know the sites to go to, because they're going to just Google sugar baby or sugar daddy, and they're going to just go to sugardaddy.com or sugardaddies.com, or they might go to fetlife.com, or they might go to Hinge or Bumble and go there thinking it'll be easy to just find what they want, because the photos will tell them what kind of guy they're looking for and what they offer, and then they just show their beautiful bodies and boom, it's done. And yeah, you'll get some toys and you'll get some rings and you'll get some gifts and clothes and a weekend here and a weekend excursion there and so forth. But guess what? It's just little things. Little money here, little money there. Not enough money. And trust me, you'll just keep doing more and more and more, because they're going to offer you less and less and less. But you're going to be so desperate because you are going to be afraid of losing the money you're getting, the gifting you're getting, because you never knew how much you were worth before. See, a long time ago, I helped this one young lady. I'll never forget. She was going to school for nursing. Beautiful, intelligent young lady, by the way. Her name was Christine. And I was her sugar daddy at the time. And I was like, I'm got my little sugar daddy baby on the side, but you're really trying to work hard, and you're trying to get yourself, in school, and you're a good person, you have a mind on your head and intelligence and charisma and caring. Let me help you out. So I brought her to the site, the official, real sugar daddy, sugar baby site. And I signed her up, because that's where I go, right? And I showed her how to, put her profile up, pictures up, so forth, what to say. And sure enough, she got a sugar daddy that was quite interested in her. And they met for her first time. They spoke to see if they can get along, got along great. And then they met again. And then again, then they went ahead and said, now it's time for an arrangement, right? And he offered her an arrangement. And this was in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. This was an investment firm banker partner. An investment firm bank partner. So you're talking about a guy who brings in about 10 to 20 million a year. Okay? And that's without the bonuses. And he offered to pay for all of her schooling, offered to get her a nice apartment downtown, buy her a new car, and give her $3,000 a month to $5,000 a month for just living expenses. Now, this young lady was a very, very caring young lady. Christine was so caring. I mean, I love hanging with her myself, because she's just so cool, because she just makes you feel vibrant and, intellectually talk. We played chess. It was nice. We read books together, did poetry. It was a nice situation that you just, as a male, you enjoyed, because you don't find too many females like that. But she came to me and she said, Alan, I can't do it. I said, what do you mean? I can't do it. I want someone that's going to love me for me. I want someone I can marry in the future. I want someone that I can have a relationship with. And I said, Christine, you never know what can happen in the future. Right now, it's a sugar baby, sugar daddy, but because of who you are, because of your personalities, your characteristics, I would not be surprised if that might change into something better in the future. So I highly advise that you take the opportunity and you go with it. And if it doesn't work in the long run, then you can always walk away. But you're a good person, you're a sweet person, you're an intelligent person, you're a caring person. I think it might be surprising and you might not expect what would happen in the future to happen. And I was very honest with her. I mean, because I spent time with her myself, and She's just such an adorable person, you know. But she said no, I refused, and she wouldn't do it. And she told the guy, you know, and the guy said, wait a minute, I'll offer you $8,000 a month, because I see you as a potential, because I'm about to divorce my wife, and I might want to remarry, but I'm not sure yet. But I want to taste the water a little bit before I just buy it in a bottle, you know. And she said no. And he even came to me because he knew I was a friend of hers and said, can you help me talk her into it? And I said, hey, I tried all my best. I did what I can. She said no. Now, granted, you know, like I said, if you're good enough at how you handle yourself, if you show how caring you are, how confident you are, if you know, get that motivation and confidence to know how to make yourself look good, feel good, talk well, but make it so that people understand you are in charge, that you are, as they call it, a bitch, you know. And I'm not talking about a bitch like a dog. I'm talking about the female version of what they really mean by a bitch, a boss in charge, you know. If you do that, then you would attract the proper sugar daddies that you would want without a problem. I have a friend of mine, can't mention her name, of course, because of privacy, because I don't want anybody to know she's out there. She has a job, and she's married now. She's happy, but she was single at a time, and she had a sugar daddy approach her. She didn't even approach him. He approached her, and he simply said, you're so beautiful that I just want you as a mistress on the side once a week, and sometimes during the week when I have to fly out, and I'll buy you a house, a brand new car, and give you $10,000 a month starting, because you are worth that and more. And like I said, he approached her, and she said no. He doubled it. She said no, because she was a confident, spirited, intelligent, well put together female that when you saw her, you knew, oh yeah, this is the type of female worth my time. The type of female that catch attention, get attention, and knows what she's doing when she's around people who are paying attention. And see, that's the problem. You're out there, young girls, but you have no idea what it takes to be what men want, to the point that they will be willing to pay for the desire of being with you and not just throw money at you. Because trust me, there's a reason there's a bunny ranch in Las Vegas, and they are very selective on the women that stay there for a minimum of a year and a maximum of 10 before they switch out. And there's a reason that there is a original real sugar daddy website that really works for sugar babies and sugar daddies, because they still go by the old rules of sugar daddies and sugar babies. But clearly, now that you got your OnlyFans, your FetLife, your Hitch, your Bumble, your Plenty of Fish, and all these other little apps and websites and dating little apps where plenty of these girls are showing off way too much, way too soon, and willing to offer it all the first night for as little as $200. And let me say, once again, as little as $200. Because let me tell you something. Just taking you out to dinner might cost me $50 per person. And then I take you to a nice place afterwards and buy drinks for another $50 per person. That's $200 I've already spent, and I haven't even gotten anything from you. But if you're willing to just throw it at me for $200, I don't even have to go with the dinner at all, or even buy you an outfit. Okay, I buy you an outfit for $50 to $100. That's $300. $300 from you for one night is nothing. And for many sugar daddies, it's nothing. Because it's one night. I'll make that back in stock. I'll make that back in my, job or my business. But you think it's a lot. So, hey, if you think it's a lot, I'm not going to tell you anything different. And they're not going to tell you anything different. They're going to say, there you go. Let's have at it. Let's do this every time. Better yet, let's do this every time. And I'm going to bring my friends over and they're going to go ahead and do a train on you. And I mean, we're still going to pay you the $200, right? Because, you're going to enjoy it anyway, right? Give you some free drugs while we're at it. Why not? You're still getting money out of me. $200, man, that's a lot of money, right? And that's the thing. That's what they think. Oh, I got $200 in one night. Woohoo! I'm doing great. And I'm just laughing like, if you only knew, kid. $200. You just don't even know. So, for all you out there who are real, true sugar babies, who actually understands the contractual understanding and agreement of a sugar daddy, sugar baby, and actually know about the true sugar daddy website out there that still exists and still have real sugar daddies looking for real sugar babies, I want to salute you with this next song, because there's very few of you out there. But guess what? You're still out there, and you're the ones I admire. Hell, you're the ones that if I was a sugar daddy again, I would want to go out with, because you're worth my time and worth every penny I spend. So here's a salute to all the true sugar babies that really understand the definition of a sugar baby. And if you didn't understand that, then you don't understand life. Because let me tell you, life is about living, but life is also about learning. Because you have to live it for every day. Live it for every day, for every moment, every time. Because then you're living life. Because you're learning about life. And you live it for experiences as well, just so you know. Now, understand life is a game. And in this game, you are either a player of the game or you are being played by the game. And trust me, Many are being played by the game, and there's very few players in the game. Now, there's some players that think they're in the game, but we just don't want to tell them that they're not in the game. We just let them think they're in the game and laugh at them behind their backs. But the real true players of the game understands what life is, what life has to offer, and how to obtain things in life. And let me tell you, if you're going to do a sugar daddy, sugar baby thing, then you need to understand one thing. It's a business of life, a business where you are going to earn a lot or you're going to lose a lot based on your talents, your skills, how you look, how you dress, how you speak, how you act, and more so, how intelligent you really are in the motive of quote unquote debates, chess, strategy, and negotiations. That's Sugar Baby, Sugar Daddy 101. So to salute you true sugar babies out there, because trust me, these other girls are making me want to vomit, and that is just putting it lightly. Here's one more song to salute the true sugar babies that understand the definition of a sugar baby and get true sugar daddies.
Get your DOL card faster with OSHA Education Center, the #1 trusted source for OSHA training online. Train at your own pace on any device. Visit OSHA Education Center/train to work and see how much you can save compared to classroom.
I need a hard hit, I need a deep, I need a Henny drink, I need a smoke, not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Cookie A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well I'm tryna wet it. I didn't, now he diabetic. I don't wanna, I wanna, I want you to touch that, that string in the back of my talking misfire. The sun is going and drying, it's coming outside, yeah, I run on that thing, now the cars behind me, the way that I spit, now he tryna sign me.
Y'all, I'm a freak, handcuffs, leashes, switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating, put him on his knees, give him something to believe in, never lost a fight, but I'm looking for a beat, in the food chain, I'm the one that eat you, if he ain't my eye, he's a bottom feeder, big D stand for big demeanor, I can make you bust before I ever meet you, if it don't hang, then he can't bang, you can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain, if you ill me, ask who's is it when I rock it, yeah, I'ma spell my name,
Yeah, you tellin' with some wet and gushy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet and gushy. Give me everything you got,
So if you ain't learned from Doja and Cardi B, and definitely if you ain't learned from me, then you got a lot to learn. But hopefully you paid attention to this daily dose of shit, because actually for once I was being a little more than just entertaining. I was being a little informative. And for those out there, for those real, true females that really want to understand what it means to be a sugar baby and how to find a true sugar daddy, email me at letstalk@getupradio.com, and maybe I might be nice enough to give you the original site where it really is a sugar baby, sugar daddy situation. And if you know what you're doing, you benefit very, very well from being on that site. So anyway, I think I enjoyed myself. Hopefully you did as well. And maybe you've learned something. But let me tell you, if it keeps going the way it's going, hell, you might want to watch out, because the next time we talk, I'm going to talk about my next thing, which is sex dolls. Because at the rate they're coming and how they're going to be able to perform, you may not even want to pay $200 a night for a girl anymore, because you won't even need to. Because it'll be so much easier just to buy a doll, get what you want, and then turn it off when you're done. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Till then, thanks for listening, and always remember, there's always shit going around and shit to talk about. It's just whether the shit's worth your time. And never waste the moments while sitting on the toilet, because you never know what ideas may come up. Have a great one.
Thanks for listening to your daily dose of shit talk show. If you have some insights, questions, or information of bullshit to pass on, please email us at momentousevents@aol.com. Make sure to come back daily to hear some new shit about money, business, life, and who knows what else, as I take a dump on the toilet.